Hello learners, welcome to E-Shiksha Bytes. The previous session we have studied about the conditional sentences, and in today's class we are going to do the revision as well as the exercises on conditional sentences. You know that conditional sentences are statements having a conditional clause and the consequence. Now we have studied that we have basically three types of conditional sentences, and in the conditional sentence we have the positive and the negative, and if it is the first form of conditional we use the simple present tense and the future tense, and if it is a true then both the parts will remain in the present tense. If I study I will pass the examination. If I study I will not fail the exam. If I do not study I will fail the exam. So the simple present tense and the future tense. Now when we talk about the second conditional, where we have the simple past tense and the uh, your the consequence, like if this is a consequence if sentence and this is the result of the conditional sentence. If I studied I would pass the examination. So would plus form, verb form. If I studied I would not fail the exam. I did not study. Now with the did, the simple past, we use the first form of verb. So if I did not study, I would fail the exam. Now if it is, when we talk about the third conditional sentence, and that too in the positive sense, we use the perfect form. If I had studied, then you should write I would have passed the examination. So with the perfect form, we use would have and then the verb form. Then we talk the negative sentence. If I had studied, I would not have failed the examination. So these are the simple three types of conditionals. When it is a past tense, you use the future tense. If it is your simple past tense, you use would plus verb form. And if it is past perfect form, then you use would have plus second form. This is just a simple revision of the conditional sentences. Now we move to the exercises. So we have studied the first conditional is all about the realistic situation. So and the form, that is construction of the first form of conditional is if plus simple present and will, shall, can plus verb form. So your first sentence is if. Now this is your conditional sentence. So if plus simple form. So B form is here. We'll write if the weather is fine, we will go to beach. Go is a verb and we have to use will. Next sentence is Sarah dash the CD the DVD if dash the movie. So we have given two options, buy and like. So Sarah, it will come with the if clause. We use a simple tense. So here you will write likes because this is a singular form. Now here it is Sarah will buy. Now read the sentence. Here if is in the beginning and here if is at the end of a sentence. So again the positions are interchanged. So it will be like Sarah will buy the DVD if she likes the movie. Fair enough. Now the third sentence is if Mark, again two options are given, practice and play. If Mark practices, practices, practices more, he will play for the team. So all these are these realistic situations. If he practice, he'll able to play for the team. Now the next sentence is not help and make. So Tom will not help you if you make fun of him. Next is if you, now again it's a negative sentence, so it will be if you do not wear a sweater, you now it's a be form and we have to use the past present tense here, or future tense, sorry. You will be cold. So this is your first conditional sentence. Now we move to the second conditional sentences where we have the simple past form plus would plus verb, could plus verb. Okay, so the sentence is Jim, and here you have to take care of that with if we use a simple past. So we have to identify where the conditional sentence is. There we have to use a simple past. So uh, Jim would improve his English if he simple past did his homework. Okay, so doubtful if he did he would improve. If you, again this is if, so we use a simple past tense. If you help your mom more often, you would get more pocket money. Next, if we, this is go verb, past tense is if we went shopping, we would have enough food at home. Next, she, again not miss, we'll use she would not miss the bus if she got up. Past tense of this, if she got up earlier. Again, negative sentence, if you uh, did not call her back, she would be disappointed. So here we talk that if one sentence your is in the past tense, if your conditional sentence in the simple past, the main sentence will be in your would plus could plus verb form. Okay, now we move to the third situation, that is the third conditional, where we have a structure of if plus past perfect form, like we had the had plus verb form here, and in that case we use would have plus past participle. Okay, and this is totally unrealistic situation where, and in general we usually use these situations to regret something, and it's basically it actually had not happened, and it's not possible in the future also. Okay, so if I, we were given two options here, break and buy. If I had broken your window, I would have bought a new one. Buy and buy. Okay, now the next is if, like, I would have washed my car if the weather had been better. Okay, third is he would have come to my party if he had not broken his arm. Okay, so likewise, if my parents had worked abroad, I also would have spoken two languages. So with if, you have to use perfect form. If it had not been urgent. Okay, so with if you are using if it, she would have not, because this is negative here, not called you if it had not been urgent. So this is how you prepare the third condition. Let's do, and apart from this, like we have seen that in all the sentences, if is used in making a conditional sentence. But apart from if, you also have some signals in the sentences which helps you in identifying that this is a conditional sentence, which makes a sentence conditional, which makes a statement conditional, like as soon as, provided, before, after, until, unless, in case, when, lest. Let's see more examples of these. If we are having unless in the sentence, see, unless itself is a negative word. So we don't use negative word with the unless. Like we have two sentences, unless he will not take care of his health, he will not recover. So we are using not here also. So the correct sentence, and once, like you have to use the future tense only once. The rule that we have studied in the first conditional sentence. So first sentence, your if a conditional sentence is a first conditional, then you have to use will in the second half of sentence. If, like we have studied, if she if she goes, she will win. So with if, we use only simple present tense. So likewise, unless he takes care of his health, he will not recover. So this is the correct sentence. This is incorrect. Why? Because we are using will in both the part of a sentence and not in both, not in both the part of sentence. With the unless, we don't use not, and with here also we don't use will, because here we have to use will. Now ensure that with unless and until we don't use not. Now, another example, there will be rush at the platform when the train will arrive. Again, we are using will here also in the first half, and when the train arrive in the conditional also we are putting will. So this is incorrect. With the when, don't use future here. Again, there will be rush at the platform. It's a statement. Condition is if, like when. So with the when we don't use future, so it will be a simple sentence. There will be rush at the platform when the train arrives. So this is the correct sentence. Let's see two more examples. I shall support him long as I am alive. So shall is here. As soon as the train comes, there will be rush. So when the sentence becomes conditional, we don't use future tense with the sentence, we use with the next sentence. Okay. Now let's do more practice so that you can learn it in a very, like the concept becomes more clear to you. So we have the options here, and then we'll identify which kind of the word is going to fit here to make the sentence grammatically correct. So the first one is, here you have to put if. Okay, if I dash my purse, I would have. Now see, it is I would have called. So what we have to put over here is I had lost my purse, I would have called my bank to cancel my credit card. Next is, this is present tense. Okay, so this will be in the either present or future. So this is going to be in future. So I'll watch a DVD if the weather is bad again. Now this is simple past. Okay, so it will be she would go to the football match if you went with her. Now the next is will. Okay, it will going to be in a simple past tense, present tense. And if I do not have time for cooking, I'll order a pizza. Next is I would have not gone to the training. See, would have not gone to the training if I had not been ill. Again, would. We would be happy if you had time to visit us next weekend. Next, this is future, so it will be the present tense. If he takes the job, New job as a manager, he'll have to move to Germany. Now again, this is had been. So with had been, we have to use she would have, again, right, okay, written an email if a computer had been working. It says again would have is going to be if Tim, it should be in the simple past. If Tim lived closer to him home, his mom would help him with the laundry. Next, there would be a lot of parties. Again, would parties. So here you will have a simple past tense if they won the match. So you just have to keep in mind the tense of a sentence while writing. Okay, and then you can easily identify in which condition, like which conditional the sentence is. It's the first conditional sentence, second conditional sentence, or the third conditional sentence. So keep on practicing. Thank you for watching.